Are the shareholders in? I'll start. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Surendra Verma, the Company Secretary and the Chief Legal Officer of the company. I welcome you all to this 36th Annual General Meeting being held through video conferencing as permitted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. The shareholders have been provided the facility to join the meeting through video conferencing and for e-voting being provided by NSDL. Before we commence the meeting, I would like to highlight certain points regarding participation in this meeting. The facility of joining the AGM through video conferencing is being made available to the members on a first-come, first-served basis. All the members joining this particular meeting are by default placed on a mute mode to avoid any background noise and to ensure a smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. During the question and answer session, the names of the registered speaker shareholder will be announced. They will thereafter be unmuted and will be allowed to express their views. Each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes, and I sincerely request each speaker to adhere to this time to ensure effectiveness of the meeting and to provide equal opportunity to all other speakers. The speaker shareholders are requested to click the audio and video button while speaking. If any of the shareholders is unable to join through the video mode, then we request for him or her to switch off the camera and speak only using the audio mode. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, we will request the next speaker to join the meeting. Once connectivity improves, the previous speaker shareholder will be requested back to join the meeting. During the meeting, if any member faces any technical issue, they may please call the helpline number of the NSDL, which is also mentioned in the notice to the AGM. Speaker shareholders are requested to minimize any background noises to avoid disturbances. The speaker shareholders are requested to be loud and clear while speaking. Please also note that as per the requirements, the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded and made available on the website of the company. I now request Mr. Pirojsha Godrej, the Executive Chairman, to start the meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Surendra. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, Pirojsha Godrej, Executive Chairman of the company, have joined this meeting through video conferencing from Italy. I'm informed that all the directors are attending this AGM from their respective locations through video conferencing. Mr. Jamshed Godrej, Non-Executive Director, is attending from the US. Mr. Nadir Godrej, Non-Executive Director, is attending from Mumbai. Mr. Keki B. Dadiseth, Mrs. Lalita Gupte, Mr. Pranay Vakil, and Ms. Sutapa Banerjee, our independent directors, are all attending from Mumbai. Our independent director, Mr. Amitava Mukherjee, is attending from Dehradun. And Mr. Mohit Malhotra, our Managing Director and CEO, is attending from Mumbai. Before we go any further, I'd like to share with you that the term of appointment of Mr. Keki Dadiseth as an independent director gets over today upon the close of this annual general meeting in terms of the policy of the company. I'd like to share my sincere appreciation and gratitude for the guidance and support provided by Mr. Dadiseth during his association with the company over the last 13 years. He has provided enriching insights in his capacity as the chairperson of the audit committee, and his rich experience, incredible insights on the financial planning and strategy for the company have played a significant role in enriching the effectiveness of the board. On a personal note, Keki has served as a mentor to me and has been a great source of learning and guidance for me and a key contributor to the company's progress thus far. On the behalf of the entire board and our shareholders and employees, I wish Mr. Dadiseth a very healthy and happy future, and we'll continue to rely on his goodwill and guidance in the years ahead. Mr. Rajendra Khetawat, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Surendra Verma, Company Secretary and Chief Legal Officer, are attending this AGM from Mumbai. We also have representatives of BSR & Co. LLP, Chartered Accountants, the statutory auditors, AK Jain & Co. Company Secretaries, the secretarial auditors, R. Nanaboy & Co. Cost Accountants, the cost auditors, attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai. Mr. Ashish Jain, Practicing Company Secretary, Scrutinizer, is also attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai. I extend a hearty welcome to all the shareholders, all the directors, and the invitees to the 36th Annual General Meeting of Godrej Properties Limited. In view of the continued restrictions on the movement of persons due to COVID-19 pandemic and considering the social distancing norms, the AGM is being held through virtual mode. A live streaming of this meeting is also being cast on NSDL's website. I thank all of you for participating in today's meeting. and sincerely wish that all of you and all those in your family are safe and healthy. I'm informed that the requisite quorum for the AGM is present, so I call this meeting to order. Since this AGM is being held electronically, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed with, and the requirement of appointing proxy is not applicable. The registers, as required by the Companies Act 2013 and the certificate from the statutory auditors on compliance of ESGS, have been made available electronically for inspection by members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their requests to secretarial@godridgeproperties.com. Members who did not vote earlier through remote e-voting may vote electronically during the course of the meeting. Since the notice of the AGM is already circulated to all members, I take the notice of the meeting as read. As the report of the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors does not contain any qualifications, observations, or comments on the financial transactions or matters which have an adverse effect on the functioning of the company, the same is not required to be read. I'll now read through my remarks. Dear shareholders, I hope this message finds you and your loved ones safe. The second wave of COVID-19 has taken a terrible toll on our country, and our employees, shareholders, and stakeholders have all faced adversity in recent months. I'd like to take this opportunity to convey our deepest condolences to those who have lost loved ones. India is now emerging from the second wave, and we are cautiously optimistic that the worst of the pandemic is behind us. With vaccinations picking up pace considerably and with high levels of previous infection also providing protection, I'm hopeful that any subsequent wave of the pandemic will not be as devastating as the second wave in April and May. At Godrej, by the end of June, we have administered the first dose of vaccine to all our employees, as well as to other stakeholders such as our customers and construction workers at our sites. As a group, we have invested approximately 100 crore to aid India's response to the pandemic and remain fully committed to further investment until we emerge from this crisis. Despite the significant challenges the pandemic has posed to our operations in FY 2021, your company registered several important accomplishments. There were 4 different areas where Godrej Properties ranked number 1. The first of these was that for the first time, your company was India's largest developer by the value and volume of sales it achieved. The second was that the Global Real Estate Sustainability Benchmark ranked GPL as the number 1 global leader amongst listed residential developers in terms of its governance and sustainability practices. The third was that your company was for the first time ranked number 1 in India amongst more than 10,000 developers by Track2 Realty in an exhaustive study comprising of feedback from more than 10,000 participants in the sector. The fourth was that our qualified institutional placement, which we completed in March, ranked number 1 ever by a real estate developer or REIT in India in terms of the quantum of capital it raised. The first achievement of becoming India's largest real estate developer by booking value was achieved by delivering booking value growth of 14% to rupees 6,725 crore. This was achieved through selling 10.8 million square feet of area, representing growth of 23% over FY 2019-20. We sold 9,345 homes at an average of over 25 homes a day. Our team did a fantastic job of meeting the challenges the pandemic posed by pivoting fast to digital sales tools, including virtual site visits, an online sales portal, and in-house data analytics. We sold more than 1.5 million square feet with a booking value of over 1,300 crore in each of our 4 focus markets of Mumbai, Pune, NCR, and Bangalore. While we received a strong response to our new launches and reported launch sales of 2,175 crore, we are particularly happy with our sustenance sales that grew 46% to rupees 4,550 crore in financial year 21 and made up for the delay in regulatory approvals at some of the projects we had hoped to launch. Strong sales ensured our best ever gross residential collections at 4,389 crore, despite us losing nearly a third of the year from a construction perspective due to the lockdown and subsequent construction labor exodus in the first half of the financial year. Being adjudged the number 1 listed residential developer in the world by GRESB is a recognition the entire GPL team is very proud of. Our purpose of bringing joy to the lives of our customers rests not only on providing high quality homes for them, but also on the premise that each Godrej Properties home has a positive impact on the broader world around us. We have over the past decade insisted that all our projects are third-party certified green buildings and have invested both in our operations and through our corporate social responsibility funds to ensure we deliver a more sustainable future. We are water positive and carbon neutral for our Scope 1 and 2 GHG emissions and are working towards extending our ESG mandate to cover our supply chain. Similarly, we have placed significant emphasis on governance standards and world-class practices in areas such as construction safety. Track 2 Realty has been conducting its annual study that involves significant research with over 10,000 participants in the real estate sector in India, including customers, investors, media and HR professionals. Companies are ranked on 10 different performance parameters, which are fiscal trust, project quality, return on investment, industry reputation, buyer's endorsement, community connect, aspiration value, recall value, image management, and risk-free reputation. While your company is consistently featured close to the top of the list in every previous study and as the runner-up for the past 2 years, in financial year 21, for the first time, Godrej Properties was chosen as the #1 developer in India in this study. This is a testament to the overall good work that has been done in building capabilities that will deliver long-standing benefit to your company's stakeholders. One area of significant focus for your company in recent years has been Net Promoter Score, or NPS, which is a direct evaluation of our performance by our customers. In FY20, we achieved our highest ever Net Promoter Score of 59%, an improvement from 26% in FY19, with over 13,000 of our customers providing us this rating. The raw score out of 10 we received was 8.4 in financial year 20 and 7.5 in financial year 19. Unfortunately, we saw a dip in these scores in financial year 21 with an NPS of 41% provided to us by over 8,000 customers. Our NPS survey this year was run directly by our corporate audit and assurance team for the first time, and we disallowed any communications to customers from relationship managers, reminding them to respond to the survey. We believe this played a role in the reduced response rate and scores, but have done extensive analysis of other factors needing improvement and hope to see our work to address these deliver stronger results in the current financial year. One learning from our NPS analysis has been the importance of focusing in depth on all aspects of construction quality. For the past 2 years, we've worked with CQRA, a leading global quality consultant, to do third-party audits of our construction quality at various points in the construction journey. I'm happy to share that our average construction score in financial year 21 was 8.35 out of 10, representing a significant improvement from FY20, when our score was 7.86 out of 10. We have also continued to invest in new construction technologies and focused on ensuring world-class project execution timelines. In financial year 21, we delivered 6.5 million square feet of real estate, the highest ever in our history. Construction quality and pace will remain a key focus for the year ahead and is an important part of our long-term strategy. Our qualified institutional placement in March raised rupees 3,750 crore and allowed your company to end the year with a net cash balance sheet. While business development in financial year 21 was moderate, given that we adopted a wait-and-watch approach in the first half of the financial year, we expect financial year 22 to be a strong year for business development. The equity we have raised and the flexibility this provides our balance sheet will allow us to invest over $1 billion into new projects over the next couple of years. This will be substantially more than we have invested at any time in our past and will allow us to significantly accelerate our growth ambitions. We expect to see this play a role both in ensuring we scale our revenues rapidly and also continue to improve the margin profile of our business by improving GPL's economic interest in each project. We remain deeply committed to our 2 medium-term goals of consistently being among the leading developers by value of residential real estate sales in each of our 4 focus markets, and to achieve a return on equity in excess of 20%. The progress in market share gains has been encouraging, and combined with sustained momentum and new project additions, puts us on track for the first of our 2 medium-term goals. The more challenging and critical goal is to deliver ROEs in excess of 20%. Here again, we believe we remain on track and that the combination of higher sales volumes, greater share of profits in each project, faster construction timelines, and strong customer satisfaction will get us to this objective. Some factors do impact the timing of achieving this objective. Ind AS project completion accounting, which was introduced in financial year 2019, ensures financial results trail operating performance by 2 to 3 years, and our significant equity raise of 3,750 crore in the last financial year, while preparing us extremely well to benefit from the consolidation underway in the sector, significantly lowers short-term ROEs until the projects we invest in through the capital enter our P&L, a timeframe that is likely to be between 4 and 5 years at a minimum. The disruption to construction both in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic has further delayed revenue recognition timelines in some of our projects. These factors, combined with certain one-off charges, led to an accounting loss in financial year 2021 and will keep ROEs muted in the current financial year. However, we remain confident that the steps we have taken to strengthen your company's balance sheet, enhance its project pipeline, and build its execution capabilities will help us ensure high returns, lower risk, and strong growth. We expect to see a meaningful uptick in reported earnings from next year and have brought significant focus to this by bringing reported earnings over the next 2 years as a key component of our managerial incentive program. The start to the new financial year has been very challenging. The devastating impact of the second wave derailed the positive momentum in the sector in the second half of financial year 21. We have done our best to stand by our teams and support them through this crisis. In May, we halted all work at Godrej Properties for a 5-day period to provide our team members the space to recover from the tragedy that had surrounded us. While there is no question business momentum in the first quarter of the new financial year was severely dented by the impact of the pandemic, we are optimistic that high levels of vaccination for our team members and stakeholders, combined with rapidly increasing vaccinations across India and sharp declines in new cases, will allow governments to gradually and cautiously open up the economy. Unlike last year, when we didn't know whether we would have successful vaccines or how long they would take to develop, or what customers' disposition towards real estate purchases would be, this year we have answers to these questions, and fortunately, the answers are all quite encouraging. GPL had its best ever annual sales last year despite the pandemic due to very strong momentum for residential real estate demand in the second half of the year. Buyers were driven by the increased desire to pursue the security and comfort of home ownership in greatly uncertain times. They were also driven by record low mortgage rates and the highest ever levels of affordability for real estate. These positive factors all continue to be in place, and we expect a considerable improvement in the business environment from the second quarter of financial year 2022. The team at Godrej Properties is truly exceptional and is passionate about the opportunity to be India's leading real estate developer. They are driven by our company's commitment to excellence, sustainability, and diversity. I am grateful to each of them for their exceptional resilience, commitment, and ambition. We would like to thank our customers, joint venture partners, and business associates for their support. Finally, we owe a great deal of thanks to you, our shareholders, for your continued confidence in Godrej Properties. I now request the company secretary to explain the process of voting on the resolutions of the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Dear shareholders, in compliance with the Companies Act and the SEBI listing regulations, read along with the MC and SEBI circulars, the members are provided with the facility to cast their votes electronically through the remote e-voting services provided by NSDL. In terms of the SEBI circular dated December 9, 2020, e-voting process has been enabled for all the individual DMAT account holders by way of a single login. The members who have not cast their votes on the resolutions by remote e-voting prior to the AGM are provided the facility to cast their votes through e-voting system available on the voting page of NSDL at any time during the AGM. Members may, at any time during this meeting, visit the e-voting page and cast their votes. The board has appointed Mr. Ashish Jain, a practicing company secretary, to act as the scrutinizer, to scrutinize the remote e-voting and provide a consolidated result. Since the AGM is held through video conferencing, the resolutions mentioned in the notice have already been put to vote through remote e-voting, and as the facility of voting is also available at the AGM, the process for proposing or seconding of the resolutions is not applicable. Thank you very much. I will request Mr. Chairman to take it forward now, please.
Thank you, Surendra. I think it's now time for the Q&A. Is that right, Surendra?
Yes, sir. There's two more things. We can start with the Q&A. I will now invite the first speaker shareholder to join us, Mr. Arun Kumar Bopana.
Hello.
Mr. Bopana, yes.
Coming, yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bopana. We can listen.
Good afternoon.
We can see
Good
and
afternoon.
listen. Please.
Nice seeing all of you. Firoza, good afternoon. I sent you a mail. Thanks to
Yes,
Surendra Verma, Ashish Karyakar, and CS team for arranging the seamless video conference. Godrej, I'm proud, has done so much in the pandemic with no layoffs. It has been Godrej's legacy to volunteer in difficult times and help India as a country. I am a little shocked about the NGT order yesterday. They have ignored the legacy and the work done by Godrej. I am a little disappointed, but I think legal process we must undergo. We will come clean, I know. And now my questions, as a tribute to Nadir Godrej, I made it in a poetic form. I hope Nadir Godrej is there to enjoy my poetry. I'm not able to see him. Nadir is there? Yeah. COVID-19
Nadir.
impact. Nadir is there? Yeah. Okay.
I'm there, Arun.
Thank you, Nadir. All your grace that I'm writing some poetry now. COVID-19 impact of labor row, Godrej impact of cash flow, any good rights issue priced low. COVID-19 taught where to spend and how to spend. Now on our own cash we must depend. Provide value and extend Godrej plans. Impact of unsold stock gave builders a shock. For buyers it became attractive. Home builders became adaptive. From design and quality standpoint, Godrej has a brand point. Godrej will get eyeballs as they follow all the bylaws. Attract the customers, treat them as brothers. What is Godrej action? Environment, intelligent waste should be traced. Godrej management has a system which has no resistance as a custom, along with zero water discharge and zero sewage discharge. City will grow in outer parts like Alibag with Roro Port. Alibag, Roro started. What is the impact? Maiwan construction should be an abstraction. Godrej plans. COVID-19 crisis made us include space for working home space, accommodate a custom workstation space too. Digital skates, ad spends in digital space, spread across various other channel space. Reach target audience and close sales. Can you give us details? Reaching out digitally and virtual tools critically. To connect with social media using multimedia, equally between digital and social media. Develop facilities for retired people. Start an on-demand laundry service to such people as they are not lay people. Provide end-to-end solutions across interior solutions, facility management in gross. Online property solutions across warehousing and industrial parks in gross. In conclusion, I wish Godrej Properties all the best and to get out of this NGT mess as soon as possible. I wish you all the best. Happy seeing the Godrej family. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Bopana. The second speaker is Mr. Kaushik Narendra Sahukar. Mr. Sahukar, you've been unmuted. Please start your video and you can start.
So, one second, hold on, please. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Sahukar. Yes, Mr. Sahukar, you are audible. We can see you.
At the outset, let me introduce myself as Kaushik Sahukar from Mumbai. Yeah. Good afternoon to all. I hope I am audible. Professionally, I am a chartered accountant. Medically, I suffer from dystonia. In simple terms, 55% of my body is paralyzed, and this impacts my right hand, my right leg, and my speech. I have, however, not treated this as a hindrance. As I have mentioned before, despite my medical condition, I have successfully completed my chartered accountancy course. As I strongly believe that I am a self-reliant and a self-dependent. I admire the virtues of Godrej Group that share the same principle of making people self-reliant. Through your ongoing and continuous philanthropic work, you have made and are making positive change in our society. Sir, if you can shower some blessings over me, it can change my life too. Due to aforesaid, I had previously approached Godrej properties to work in the certification area. Unfortunately, that has not progressed. I would therefore like to use this forum to reach out to you and explore avenues where we could work together. I am confident that you would find my professional acumen a value add to your external organization and will empathize with my condition and will support me. I would like to thank Board of Directors for giving me opportunity to speak and patiently hearing me. Before I end my speech, I would like to give special thanks to entire secretariat team, including Mr. Surinder Verma. It was only their efforts which has made this event possible for me. Please accept my big thanks, and it is from bottom of my heart. I am also hopeful that company will empathize with me and will religiously consider me. Can I expect positive response from company? At the end, I support all the resolution and have voted all in the favor. I have been and always will be a proud shareholder of our company. I am sure I was properly audible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sahukar. Definitely we'll come back to you. The third speaker is Mr. Yunus Rangwala.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear my voice?
Mr. Yusuf, we can hear you.
Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Very happy with your family. Mr. Surya Sharma, who is a very dynamic and hardworking. सर आपके हिसाब से हम ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं सुरेंद्र सर, आपने हमको बुला के नजदीक कर दिया, दिलों की जो दूरी थी और आपने हमें बुला के दिया सर, इस बहाने आपसे सर बात हो सकती है। और चेयरमैन साहब ने इतना अच्छा स्पीच दिया हमारे, मेरे पास शब्द नहीं सर। बेंगलोर में है, मुंबई में है, पुणे में है। और सर एक मैं बात जानना चाहता हूँ, अपना भाई खिलाफ है सर, दैट इज ह्यूज टावर बिलोंग टू अस। इतना अच्छा टावर है, उसके जैसा टावर नहीं देखा सर। भाई खला वेस्ट नियर द स्टेशन विच बिलोंग टू अस सर, गोदरेज। और सर मैं जाना प्रॉपर बॉम्बे में, जब भाई खला में एक है और कितना सा टावर है इन और सर मैं जानना चाहता हूँ आप ओपनिंग करे तो हमें सर बुलाए सर आपको ओपनिंग में सर, तो हमें बहाना होता है आपसे मिलने के लिए। रेडी कैसे हाउ इज योर फादर, गिव माय रिगार्ड टू फादर सर। एंड सर सर कैसे नमस्ते बोलिए सर। और आपका नया कौन सा प्लान आपका आ रहा है सर बिल्डिंग? आपने बताया आपके 8,000 कस्टमर है, 8,000 कस्टमर। दिस शोज हाउ गोदरेज इज अ ब्रांड सर। अपना ब्रांड को जरूरत नहीं, बस गोदरेज आ गया मतलब खत्म हो गया सर। सर यहाँ पे यूके वर्ल्ड फेमस है अपना ब्रांड सर। गोदरेज का पब्लिक गोदरेज का आंख बंद करके सर अपने भी विश्वास करते, क्यों कि गोदरेज पीपल आर वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग सर। मेरा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है, गोदरेज उनके डिपार्टमेंट सुरेंद्र सर अगर फोन करके मेरा नंबर दे सके कंज्यूमर का सर, बहुत रिक्वेस्ट है, हमारा हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट सर। उनका मेरा कांटेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, कल उनका मीटिंग है सर। अगर आप उनको माय गुड विशिंग हैप्पी पारसी न्यू ईयर सर। पारसी की आपको देना चाह रहा हूँ मेरी तरफ से सर, रंगवाला की तरफ से। और सर आपका पूरा बोर्ड को गणेश चतुर्थी जो नजदीक में आ रहे कुछ पूछना है आपके डायनेमिक और आपके यंग चेयरमैन साहब, आपका स्पीच सुनकर सर मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई। आप इतना अच्छा मैनेज करते हो, आपके आइडियाज में सर आज कंपनी का भाव इतना ऊपर चला गया सर। और सर लास्ट बोनस का भी दिया सर, मैं एक जानना चाहता हूँ मैं पूरी। और अपना शेयर सर इतना ऊपर है, आपको जिसको क्या मतलब आप बोनस देने का सोच रहे थे, आपका रेट बहुत अच्छा बढ़ गया मार्केट में। मेरा फुल सपोर्ट है, मैं सब रेजोल्यूशन की मेरा फुल सपोर्ट है। एंड माय गुड विशेज है गणेश चतुर्थी, दिवाली, दशहरा सब मैं आपको देना चाहता हूँ। और आपके साथ हमेशा रहूंगा जब तक मेरे में जान। थैंक यू सर वेरी मच, हैव अ गुड डे सर।
Thank you, Mr. Rangwala. Thank you so much for your kind words. The next speaker is Mr. Kirti Shah. Is Mr. Kirti Shah there? We will move on to the next speaker as Mr. Kirti Shah is not there. Next speaker is Mr. Tushar Soda. Mr. Soda, are you?
Good afternoon to all. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, you are audible, Mr. Soda. Please continue.
Thank you so much. Very respected Chairman, sir, eminent and stalwart board of directors, and my fellow shareholders. My name is Tushar Soda. Company officials deserve appreciation for excellent presentation of this year's financial statements. I'm very happy that Global Real Estate Sustainability Benchmark, GRESB, has ranked Godrej Properties as the #1 global leader amongst listed residential developers in terms of governance as well as sustainability practices. Many congratulations to entire team at Godrej Properties for becoming our country's largest publicly listed real estate developer in terms of sales, with total bookings of 6,725 crores, despite the trying and challenging times of COVID pandemic. Chairman, sir, you have an exceptional, wonderful, dedicated team at Godrej Properties. Happy to note that within just 3 years, net worth of the company has multiplied by over 7 times to 8,300 crores from 1,200 crores in 2018. Sir, the nil dividend still remains a matter of concern for the shareholders. During these challenging times of pandemic, Godrej Group has invested rupees 100 crores to aid response to the pandemic, and the group remains committed till we emerge from this crisis. I'm happy that Godrej Properties will be providing vaccines free of cost to all its employees and their family members at offices as well as at on-site locations. Sir, Godrej Properties has presence in 10 prominent cities. As of 31st of March, our company had 85 properties with sellable area of about 19 crore square feet, with focus on 4 core regions of Mumbai, NCR, Pune, and Bangalore. I request you to kindly inform percentage revenue contribution for each of the 4 focus areas. Also inform what are the plans for further development at Vikhroli, in addition over and above to the trees. Godrej Properties has once again displayed sublime capabilities of raising of capital. Thanks to the recently concluded QIP issue of 3,750 crores, company has a net cash surplus position for the first time ever. What is the timeline that you see to deploy this capital? What are our ambitions and targets in terms of percentage growth for revenues? This year we have achieved growth of 23% with sales of around 1 crore square feet. There is a mention of company intentions of investing over 7,500 crores into new projects. Sir, kindly share more details of the same. Mumbai metropolitan region offers potential of more than 5,000 crores going forward. Our performance is only about 30% at 1,500 crores. Please share your thoughts on the same. Chairman, sir, Godrej Properties has delivered highest ever 65 lakh square feet in FY21. Please inform what are our aspirations and targets for the next 3 to 5 years. Can we deliver more than 1 crore square feet every year from 2024 onwards on a sustainable basis? Consolidation phase in real estate industry is likely to get accelerated, and many weak players may not be able to continue their business operation. Are there any acquisition plans of smaller companies by us? I extend my wholehearted support for all future endeavors, and as always, wish for a bright financial performance for Godrej Properties on a sustainable basis. Thank you so very much, Chairman sir, for giving me this opportunity to express my views and present my queries. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Soda. The sixth speaker is Mr. Manoj Dua. Can we unmute Mr. Manoj?
Surinder, I am audible?
Yes, you're audible, Mr. Dua.
Okay. My question is to the Pirosha. Hi, Pirosha. While I was reading your chairman's speech, it is mentioned that for the next 2 managerial year, our management incentive would be based on the reported earning. So can you give me little color on what were our previous management incentive were there? But more important, why we have chosen this criteria for managerial incentive? So kindly give me some rationale and advantages for that. My second question is, as you rightly told, with the people are buying more homes because of work from home and low interest rates, and with the increased commodity prices, what are the pricing trend you see presently in our key 4 markets, and what's our strategy for the pricing of the Godrej? And third, I was reading your press clip of the Q1, in which you have mentioned that July we have increased sale in the month of July. I want to know whether we have launched any new project in the month of July. These are my 3 questions. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Dua. The seventh speaker is Mr. Dinesh Bhatia. Can we unmute Mr. Bhatia?
Can I audible, sir?
Yes, Mr. Bhatia, you're audible.
फर्स्ट तो चेयरमैन 3 में आपको और आपका पूरा टीम को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन कहूँगा। ये अच्छी बात है, भले हमारी कंपनी ने नुकसान किया है, लेकिन जो रिवेन्यू अर्निंग किया है उसके लिए। और दूसरा हम देखते हैं कि पेज नंबर 59 में जो हमें काफ़ी अवार्ड्स मिले हैं, पेज नंबर 59 में हमने देखा कि हमें काफ़ी अवार्ड्स जो मिले हैं, उसके लिए भी मैं आपको और आपका टीम को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन करता हूँ। तो बहुत अच्छी बात है कि हमें ग्लोबल और इंडिया का जो इकोनॉमी टाइम्स का, CNBC चैनल का और काफ़ी अवार्ड्स जो मिले हैं रियल एस्टेट के लिए, वो बहुत हमारे लिए खुशी की बात है। दूसरा मैं आपको एक वो भी मैं देखता हूँ कि हमारा जो शेयर होल्डिंग जो है, आज शेयर होल्डिंग में FIR और FPI का 27.89% होल्डिंग है, वो जो हमारी कंपनी का विश्वास दिखाती है कि भाई हमारी कंपनी आगे तरक्की करने वाली है। दूसरा हम जो देखते हैं कि हमारा जो प्राइस जो है मार्केट में, वो आज की तारीख में बहुत बढ़िया 1684 रुपीज़ मार्केट में कोट हो रहा है हमारा प्राइस शेयर का। जो 5 रुपये का हमारा शेयर है, उसका आज जो इतना अच्छा भाव दिखा रहे हैं कि हमारी कंपनी आगे तरक्की करने वाली है। मेरा एक खाली सवाल था कि हमारी कंपनी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना किया है हमने, हमारा इसमें इनकम कितना है और आउटगोइंग कितना है। अगर आप इतना बताएंगे तो हमें थोड़ी माहिती मिलेगी कि हमारी कंपनी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज में, इंडिया में तो ठीक, फॉरेन में भी इंटरनेशनल हमारा नाम बनाया है, वो एक बहुत अच्छी खुशी की बात है। बाकी तो मैं ज़्यादा ना बोलते हुए हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में मैं सपोर्ट करता हूँ, और ये आपका सेक्रेटरियल टीम का जो ये हमें आपके साथ लिंक देने के लिए, तो आपके साथ बात करने के लिए मौका दिया, उसके लिए उनको भी थैंक्स कहता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Bhatia. Thank you so very much. The next speaker is Mrs. Hutokshi Sem Patel.
Hello.
Yes, madam, we can hear you.
Thank you. Our respected chairman, sir, Chairman Emeritus, Mr. Adi Godrej, sir. Our most young, dynamic, handsome young man, Mr. Pirojsha Godrej, the Executive Chairman. We have much faith in you and I wish you all the best and good luck to you, young man. Our Mr. Nadir Godrej, sir, Mr. Jamshed Godrej, sir, ladies on the board, Mr. Mohit Malhotra, the Managing Director and CEO of the company, our CFO, Mr. Rajendra Khetawat, and our Company Secretary, Mr. Surendra Verma. The most efficient and very, very helpful person. Sir, it is because of Mr. Surendra Verma that today I'm able to speak. At the last moment, I requested him if I could be a speaker, and he had been very helpful in helping me out. He is also very helpful in solving many financial problems also. I thank you very much, Mr. Verma, and wish you good luck and all the best to you. Very efficient and very helpful. I support all the resolutions, especially resolution number 2 of our Mr. Nadir Godrej. I'm very much, it was very impressive, our executive chairman's speech. The message gave details about almost all the activities throughout the year. Thank you, sir. I congratulate the company and all the, I even thank our OAVC people for arranging this meeting very efficiently and imbibing me in this meeting at the last moment. Thank you very much. I congratulate the company for the various awards and accolades that the company has received especially in the COVID time and the pandemic time. The people have, your employees have been out on the field in the hot sun, in the heavy rains. And that's why I find that quite number of awards you all have received, the largest land developer in India. I wish all the more you become famous and very good achievements you get throughout your life, Mr. Pirojsha Godrej. Other various awards, most trusted brand, company of the year, best brand, CNBC award, and various other awards. Your CSR activities has also been very good. The stipulated amount is also utilized. Many various activities have been done. Sir, your though the financial results are not that very good this time, of course, that's because of the pandemic, COVID times. The net improvement in the quality of the construction, the cash flow was the highest ever residential collections, 4367.
Sure.
The market cap also was quite high, 3905 crores. Investments, so cash and bank balance have gone much up. I would like to know how would you utilize this amount in the coming year? If you can throw light. Investments also has been done very well. Level has gone up. Though the inventory level has gone up, I think because of the COVID times, some control would be better. Inventory levels are quite high. EPS, revenue and profits have gone down. Though income has gone up, but it is very, very nominal. So out of your 18 subsidiaries, all the 18 subsidiaries are being utilized. If we can cut down a few and associates also. What is your CapEx plan for the year and for the coming year also? And what are your plans for the next 5 years as well as far as the land development is concerned? What is your pricing strategy? If you can throw light. Sir, I wish all the directors on the board a very happy Parsi New Year, and wish everybody all the seasonal greetings to all and one. My good wishes and support to all. Sir, Mr. Pirojsha Godrej, sir, once our Mr. Adi Godrej had given me a promise that if I'm staying in Godrej building at Mahim, and I was given promise by our Sir Adi Godrej that if Nadir, if Jamshed Godrej sir doesn't doesn't grant, I will be there to renovate your building and reconstruct your building. Please, sir, please, you have done for so many people. You have done, your each and every construction is really worthy, very nice. Please help us. It is not my alone one person. I'm asking something, some favor. It is 30 families are staying. And if I say for the 30 families, one family consisting of 4 people also, it will be roughly around 120 people. So please, you have many CSR activities you all have done, many donations you all have given. Please take it in your hands and do something for us. Panchayat is not doing anything for us. BPP is not doing anything for us. Roof and shelter on the head is very important. And this is the Godrej building. My father was an ex-employee of the Godrej. There are many employees staying in this building with the children, young ones, and old people are also staying. Please, I request you to do something for our building. Too many donations you have done. Too many good things you all have done. This is a blessing in disguise. Pirojsha Godrej, sir, please, I fold my hands and pray you. Please accept my prayers and what Adi Godrej had promised us. Please fulfill your father's promise. Please help. In the name of God, I request you. It is not my alone one person requesting some favor from you. I wish you all the best, young, energetic, handsome man. All the best to you in life. Please come up and control, have full control. Thank you very much. All the best to you and to all the employees.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. We'll come back to you. So there's no further speaker. So I would request Mr. Pirojsha Godrej to take up the questions and answer them.
Thank you, Surinder, and thank you, speakers, for all your questions. I think a lot of them were good wishes and comments and suggestions that are very well appreciated. So thank you for those, and we will take the suggestions under consideration. I'll try now to answer the questions that were posed. I think there was a question on the board still not declaring a dividend. Our view is that capital much more meaningful return to shareholders than issuing dividends will. As we have seen over the past few years that we haven't been issuing dividends, total shareholder return has been quite high. We continue to believe that we are in an investment phase. We are a company that has the opportunity to grow very rapidly, and we think that will generate the most value creation for shareholders. And therefore, we continue to believe that over the next few years, it is more important to reinvest available capital into our new projects. And that's also why we've in fact also raised external capital through a QIP in March of this year. There was a question on the breakdown of our revenue across various regions. I think the most important thing to look at for us as a proper proxy for top line value is booking value. So for bookings, we had last year approximately 28% of the value of our bookings coming from the NCR region. The Mumbai metropolitan region and Pune each contributed about 23%, and Bangalore contributed about 20%. The remaining small amount would have come largely from Ahmedabad and Kolkata. There was a question on the timing of investment for our QIP funds now that the company's balance sheet is net cash. We would like to deploy most of this capital in the next couple of years. We think there are a lot of opportunities to get into projects at attractive valuations because a lot of developers continue to face liquidity issues. That said, of course, we want to make sure we are prudent with the capital deployment. So we will not rush into deals because we have the capital, but we'll rather ensure that we get the right opportunities that maximize value creation. There's a question about us investing 7,500 crores into new projects. And I'm asking for more details about this. Actually, these projects are things that we are yet to identify for the most part. But as I mentioned earlier, because of the QIP, we now have the capital and capital capabilities to invest at least $1 billion over these next couple of years, and that will be the goal. There was a comment on the Mumbai metropolitan region offering potential for sales quite a bit higher than our current achievement. We honestly would tend to agree with that. I think, as I mentioned just now, Mumbai is only 23% of our sales last year. I think given the market size, given that it's our home market, we actually do think it can be quite a bit bigger than it is now. We've recently brought in a new CEO for our Mumbai region, who we believe is taking the steps needed to add projects and get us in a position to be able to significantly increase our scale in Mumbai. And certainly that is a very important objective for the company. There was also a question on delivering, where we've delivered our highest ever square foot last year and what are our aspirations over the next few years, and a question on whether 1 crore square feet per year from 2024 onwards would be sustainable. We certainly hope so. I think, while of course we don't give specific future guidance on deliveries, there is a reasonable good way to approximate these because what we sell in 1 year when we launch it is typically something we would deliver about 3 years later. So if you look at FY21, sales, those would be about 10.8 million square feet. So that is something that by FY24 should all be delivered, and therefore we should hopefully see deliveries in that range or higher. There was a comment on management incentives and why we've now shifted to a profit after tax calculation as part of the metrics and why we didn't have that before. A couple of reasons. Earlier, because of some of the disconnects between the operational timelines of a real estate project in India and the accounting recognition because of project completion accounting methods, we felt it was very important to recognize operating metrics during the year as the primary focus of the team's deliverables. We continue to think those are very important, and we continue to therefore have imputed metrics which aim to understand how current operational performance will in future years translate into accounting profits. But this, for the next 2-year period, we've also brought in accounting profits, because we do think that given the current scale, given that we expect particularly next year that some significant projects will be reaching revenue recognition, that it's important that we now demonstrate not only in our operating performance, but also in the accounting recognition of it, that the company's scale up is going well. So that was the thinking there. There was a question on the pricing trend in key markets. We've seen broadly flattish prices over the past year. There has been, I think, much improved appetite from customers to invest in real estate, particularly in the second half of last year. Of course, the second wave of the pandemic severely disrupted that in April and May, but we've already seen in June and July a significant pickup. And combining this with another question, there was a question of whether we've launched anything in July, because we hadn't launched any projects from in April or May. We have now done a launch in Pune. We have actually a large number of launches slated for the remainder of not just this financial year, but even this quarter. So we expect to see our booking value go back to very healthy levels starting this quarter. There was a question on Forex income. We don't currently have any Forex income as we're focused on developments in India. In terms of outflows, we had about 48 crores in FY21, and this is largely for capital expenditures, professional fees for architects, and so forth. There was a question on our land development plans for the next 5 years. While it's a little difficult to get into specifics, but suffice it to say that certainly the appetite for investment that the company has is currently the greatest it's ever been. That is a function both of our estimate of where we expect the market to go, given the improved demand environment we are seeing, as well as our capacity to invest a significant amount of capital without stretching our balance sheet and at what we think will be quite attractive terms. So with that, I think that addresses all the questions. And the e-voting facility, I believe, is now open, and members may please go to the e-voting page on the NSDL website and cast their vote, while at the same time watch the proceedings of the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open for 15 minutes after the meeting to enable members to cast their vote. All efforts feasible under the circumstances have been made by the company to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered in this AGM. I'd like to thank the members for their questions. In case of any of the questions remain unanswered or the members were unable to speak due to any issue during the meeting, the members may please communicate their questions to the company through email at secretarial@godrejproperties.com, which shall be answered suitably. I would now like to conclude this meeting. The e-voting process, as I mentioned, will continue for the next 15 minutes and will be disabled thereafter. The result of the electronic voting will be announced on or before August 5th, 2021, and the same will be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and the NSDL. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to you, our members, for your continued faith, trust, encouragement, and support. With your consent, I and all other board members would like to leave the meeting and wish all shareholders and their families a very healthy and safe future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.